Hello my cine chums and welcome to week 25 of the 2023 weekly movie challenge, where every week we issue you a challenge. Watch a movie that meets certain criteria, preferably a new movie to yourself. However, if you want to watch We're the Millers for the 100th time, that's cool, but try something new, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm awake and I speak English, so yeah, I do know what you're saying.
Last week's challenge was to watch a movie about friendship, and well, my friends, you absolutely nailed it, as usual. So thanks to everyone who took part in this challenge. You know what I'm saying?
Again, I do know what you're saying, but I appreciate you continuing to check in with me on that.
The excellent Barb and Star go to Vista Del Mar, and The Odd Couple both received 2 watches this week, thanks to Ghost Pirate LeChonk and Food of Hoops watching both those movies. Also managing multiple movies this week to complete the challenge was Pirate DJ, who rewatched Fast 5 in preparation for their watch of Fast X, or Fast 10, and finishing off with Are You There God, It's Me Margaret. Chapman's Friend watched Papillon, Tag and Due Date, and Ryan Andrews watched Dear Evan Hansen and A Good Person. Finally, for this and future videos, I'm going to highlight a couple of movies that you guys watched to complete the challenge that stood out, that just caught my eye, either because there were new movies to myself, or you guys had thought outside the box, or maybe I was just surprised to see them on my timeline. Baggy Trousers watched the documentary My Octopus Teacher. I'm always interested when I see a documentary appear on the list. I love a good feature-length documentary. This one's been on my list of my watch list for a while. Jason Loves Media watched Fast and Feel Love, a film I've not heard of before but looks interesting. A dramedy about a cup stacking competitor who has to learn how to become an adult. CKR 1024 watched Disney's controversial Song of the South. I saw it once as a child. I can't say I'm interested in going back and rewatching it, but still it was a surprise to see it on the timeline. And finally, Lengthlaum watched the Dutch movie My Best Friend Anne Frank, which also looks sort of quite interesting, so I'll probably add that to my watch list as well. So, with last week out of the way, what's this week's challenge? No, it isn't watch all 10 or 11 Fast and the Furious movies, as we joked about on Twitter earlier today. This week's challenge is to watch a movie where the title is or contains a complete sentence. So I'm not going to go all teacher-like and start explaining sentences and sentence structure, because some of it baffles me, to be fair. So what I'll do is instead I'll have a look at a couple of examples, and in the comments, in the video description, I'm going to link to a letterbox list we found with over 1,400 movies where the title contains a complete sentence. So before we run through examples, we recently had a challenge where you could watch a movie with a question in the title, and then there was another recent challenge where the title had to contain the plot or what to expect for the movie. Both of those would possibly apply to this challenge based on the context of the title. However, we're not going to run through them in this challenge, but feel free to go back and watch something that you'd maybe earmarked for one of those challenges but hadn't completed. So to start with, there's Horton Hears a Who, which saw Jim Carrey and Steve Carell reunite to provide the voices for the Dr. Seuss adaptation. Now that Ted Lasso's finished, if you're still looking for Jason Sudeikis' comedy fix, we can recommend We're the Millers, a comedy in which he plays a small-time drug dealer who creates a fake family to help him do a bigger drug smuggle. Call Me By Your Name tells the story of a relationship between a 17-year-old and his father's research assistant. Don't Worry Darling features Florence Pugh as a 1950s housewife who moves with her husband for his new job to an experimental commune. However, she begins to suspect the company he works for has some strange secrets. Shortest possible sentence must contain at least 2 words, so Kill Bill would fit perfectly here. Unfortunately, Reservoir Dogs would not. Finally, the horror classic Don't Look Now stars Julie Christie and Donald Sutherland as grieving parents who, while working in Venice, see a child wearing a red coat very similar to their lost daughters. So once again, this week's challenge is to watch a movie where the title is or contains a full sentence. If you've got some ideas but are unsure, feel free to drop us a comment or message us on Twitter. As always, please give the video a thumbs up, it really helps the channel. And on that note, thanks for watching, good luck with the challenge, and we'll see you next week.